Hello friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be hopefully making this quick and doing my June wrap up. I am on the mend from the beloved virus, so I'm not feeling like 100%, but I did still really want to get this out for you guys, so we're gonna go for it. So first and foremost, I need to do my haul, which I forgot about, so let me go get them. First, I got, well, I guess the only thing I actually bought last month was my book of the month box. So the two books that I got for that were The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark and Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier, both which I've heard very good things about, so I am hoping to read them soon. Lots of people have been loving it. I am very thankful to be put in a position where I get a lot of free books, so I do have a few here that I got for free. So the first two are kind of like cozy mysteries. The first one is A Sprinkle in Time, and then the other one is Buried in a Good Book. Then I have a historical romance called Dukes Do It Better. And then I have, I believe this is kind of like a thriller sort of situation. Oh yeah, so like a mystery thriller. I actually have seen this a few on Bookstagram now that I think it's been out for a little bit. And I've been seeing good things, so I am excited. But that is The Woman in the Library. Then we have another thriller that I'm super excited for, and that is called And There He Kept Her. And the last book I got is a, I believe, coming out sort of situation. It is LGBT and it is like a manga, and that is called Our Colors. This is a bit bigger and it's hardcover, so I am excited to get to actually all of these books. They all sound amazing and great. So that is all the books that I got mail wise. Yeah, so now we'll just move straight into my wrap up. So I'm looking down here because I have my laptop here with my stats. So June wasn't the worst month for me. It started off amazing and slowly went downhill, but that's fine. All in all, I read a total of 18 books, and that came out to 4,903 pages. My genre breakdown is 17 romance and 1 thriller. And then my formats were 17 ebook and then 1 that was both physical and audiobook. My stats, now we'll go ahead and jump in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out the physical book that I read first, just because it would just be easier to get it out of the way. That book was You Are Not Alone by Ger Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. And this is the last book that I had on the Author Duels backlist. This is actually featured in a Book of the Month backlist vlog, so you can check that out if you would like. So this book follows our main character, Shay Miller, and one day she's like on her way to work or something, and she has like a front row seat to a situation that is not really good, and that situation, that event kind of pivots her life, and there's a lot of secrets, there's some drama. Really enjoyed it though. I did give this book 5 stars, so if you would like more of my thoughts, you can go ahead and watch that vlog. We're gonna run through this really quick because every single one of these ebooks are attached to a reading vlog. So if you did not know, in June I co-hosted and participated in the Back to Kindle readathon, which is just a readathon focused on reading ebooks. Obviously why I read predominantly ebooks last month. So yeah, I did weekly vlogs, and that is all up on my channel. So if you are interested in seeing further thoughts on these, then you can watch those. But for now, I'm just going to probably keep this short and sweet. So first and foremost, the first book I read was Shifting Gears by Melanie Moreland, and this is book 3 in the Rev to the Max series. I really enjoyed this. The books are kind of like companion books, so it's not a direct series, it just follows like a different pair of characters. Shifting Gears, I gave 5 stars. This was a second chance romance following 2 of our main characters. They're both like friends of the friend group, but our main female character had a lot going on. She wasn't entirely sure what she wanted, and our main male character just wasn't entirely sure on how to get through to her. So we're kind of like following them around, seeing if they can make things work. But yeah, so that was that. I enjoyed it. The next book I read was Because I Need You by Claire Contreras. I gave this book 4 stars. Again, really enjoyed it. This follows our 2 main characters, and so our main female, her father passes away, and as that happens, she realized that her father was kind of living a double life. She thought her dad was just like very relaxed, very normal person, but he ended up being involved in like some mafia type of situation. So when he passes away, she realizes that at the age of like 18 or something, he married her off. So she actually has a husband out there. So she goes to figure all of that out, and that's what she does. She figures it out. The next book I read was Empire of Desire by Rena Kent, and I gave this book 3 stars. Was not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's okay. This is a father's best friend romance. So we follow our 2 main characters. Our main girl really loves, or like falls for her father's best friend, but doesn't really act on it until her father gets into some sort of accident and they get married. The father's best friend and the daughter, they get married to basically protect her father's assets. So it's kind of like a marriage of convenience type of thing. And then one thing leads to another, and yeah. Next, I read One for the Money by Skye Warren. I gave this 5 stars, really enjoyed it. I did end on a cliffhanger, which I was very sad about, but hoping that I get approved for the arc of book 2. So this is a fake dating situation between like a billionaire. It's kind of a fake dating situation to kind of get both of their families off of their back. But our main male character is kind of dealing with a lot in his family that the public eye does not necessarily know about. So our main female character kind of tries to help with that and see how that goes, and there's just a giant cliffhanger at the end. And yeah, so yeah. The next book I read was Lover by Hattie Jude, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Locksley Prep series. Can't tell you too much about this book specifically, but these books, they are a reverse harem situation where our main girl and 4 boys kind of all went through like this same traumatic situation together, and then eventually they depart from each other and they're trying to like find their way back to each other, but also get a lot of answers of what happened in between that. So I gave that 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed it, just wanted a little bit more out of a specific situation that I will not go into because spoilers. Then I read Side Squeeze, and I gave this book 3 stars. Side Squeeze is about our 2 main characters. I just keep saying our 2 main characters because if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember anybody's name. Sorry. But this follows our 2 main characters. So they, once upon a time in high school, they were like super into each other. They had a good thing going, but something happened where our main man kind of just left town, ghosted everyone, and just went on to live his life like that. Never called, never returned, never did anything like that until his father dies and he comes back to the small town. So it follows our 2 main characters. It's kind of like a second chance romance where they're trying to figure out she's trying to figure out what happened and why he left, but he's very much like a closed book and he's not really giving her much to go off of. yeah, so I gave it 3 stars. It was okay, pretty repetitive, wasn't a main man that I wanted to necessarily root for, so there's that. Then I read Dead Draw, and I gave this book 3 stars as well. So this follows our 2 main characters. This is a male-male romance, and they're both FBI agents. So they go through kind of like a marriage of convenience situation, help each other in their case. So yeah, I wanted more from it. Didn't get much, but that's okay. Next, I read Curious. Also gave this 3 stars. This was a really short book about a girl who thinks that she might be bi-curious. She has found some interest in this couple that she's not really sure like why she's feeling the way she's feeling type of situation. But yeah, so it's a little spicy. It was fun. The next book I read was Office Date, and I gave this book 5 stars. It was a really fun book. This follows our 2 main characters who were in college together, but something happened and they weren't really the biggest fan of each other until they realized that they applied for the same internship and they both got it. So they've been needing to work with each other, and at this internship the boss has said that there is going to be like a competition sort of thing where someone will be offered like a permanent job with the company. And so obviously they both want it, but this competition thing is in pairs. So they end up teaming up, but it's not quite what they thought it was going to be. So they end up like fake dating. It's a whole thing. It was very fun. Next, I read The Heir, and this was a little novella, I believe, to like start out this series. But I gave it 4 stars. I did enjoy it, but like I said, it was a novella, so I kind of wanted a bit more. It kind of just sets this thing up where it's kind of like a one-night stand, and that's pretty much the entire book. But it's not even 100 pages, so you can't expect too much from it, but it was fun for what it was. Then I read Help Me Remember, and I gave this 5 stars. This is an amnesia story. So basically, our main female character, she goes through like this situation, a dangerous situation, we're assuming, where someone has tried to kill her, but she has amnesia. She can't remember anything from like the past, like 3 to 5 years, something like that. So like her current man's, everywhere she was in life, like she doesn't remember. The last thing she remembers was like from 5 years ago. So we're trying to figure out her memories, but we're also trying to figure out like the person who put her in this situation to have amnesia, who kind of like hurt her. So we're trying to figure out that, but we do get our point of view from our main man, because he obviously knows that they were together, but since it was kind of like a taboo sort of situation, it was a brother with best friend, but also an age gap, so they didn't really tell any of their close friends. So the entire book, only he knows that they were together, and it's just a whole thing. It was lots of fun, really enjoyed it. Then I read The Deal Maker, which I also gave 5 stars. So it follows our 2 main characters. They both work in like the same department type of situation, and they're both up for a promotion. But one thing, there's like an entire situation where there's like a mistake with one of the clients, so both of our main characters have to go on a trip and kind of make nice with this client to make sure that they don't lose them. But it is the middle of winter, so when they are about to fly back home, all of the airports close, so they're kind of stuck with each other. Forced proximity, tensions rise, things like that. Then I read Breaking the Speed Limit by Melanie Moreland. I gave this 5 stars. This is the second book in the Rev to the Max, and this follows our 2 main characters who don't really know much about each other, but go for it anyways. Our main girl is new in town, she has a past that she's kind of trying to run away from. She has a son that she's trying to keep safe, and our main man is very interested in this woman, but she's not really wanting herself to get comfortable because she's kind of always ready to be on the run because that's just how she had to live her life due to the situation. So yeah, obviously eventually he breaks through to her, and it's great, and I love them. The next book I read was Ever Mine, and I gave this 5 stars. So this is the second book in the Honey Mountain series. This follows our 2 main characters. This is kind of like a second chance romance. So they were together in high school, they were solid, but things happened and they ended up breaking up. But now, fast forward, years later, our main man is a professional hockey player, and our main girl is a sports psychologist, I believe is what she is. So she's hired to kind of try to get this man out of like his little rut. They're not really sure what's going on with him. So yeah, one thing leads to another, sparks fly. It's great. I really enjoyed it. Next, I read The Stranger in Seat 8B by Nikki Castle. I also gave this 5 stars. This was a novella, so super quick, super fun. But this follows our 2 main characters whose names I do know, Annie and Damien. And they're kind of just seated next to each other on the plane. Annie she's like a boss babe. So she's on the plane just trying to be on the plane, honestly. She's just trying to be on the plane, get home, do some work, and that was it. But her seatmate Damien was like, no. So he sparks up conversation. One thing leads to another. A little bit of Mile High Club, one night stand. It was fun. The next book I read was Power Play by Amelia Weil. I gave this 4.5 stars. So this follows our 2 main characters, and our main male character, his parents passed away, and he kind of blames, or he 100% blames the parents of the female character, but he doesn't actually like know how to prove it. So they end up fake dating so that he can have an in and get the proof he needs to show the world that this big time billionaire guy is not who he says he is. He actually murdered his parents. So there's that. And then I have one more book that I'm currently reading. Hopefully I will finish it soon, but if you want to know my final thoughts, you can follow me on Goodreads. And that is Summertime by Willow Astor. I'm over 50% of the way through. It's basically about a girl who goes to visit her famous director dad in the summer and falls in love, but also needs to fake date someone. It's a whole situation, but lots of fun. So that was that. And yeah, so that's my really quick wrap up because I really don't want to sit here and talk to you guys for hours about all the books I've read, especially when every single one of them are a part of a vlog somewhere. So that's that. Sorry for my voice, but yeah, so you can like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you like all of my socials, follow me anywhere else or in the description. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.